Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Neil Haley Show. You can definitely check me out at neilhaley.com, and I'm excited to be in Dr. Nancy's office again today. And one thing, since we've known each other, I've learned more and more about is media. The more you've shown me through different conversations we've had off air, oh my gosh, that media really influences people so much. And I look at different things covered from the presidential election to social media to all these things, how it influences and really has people make the decision they want to make.
Actually, psychology has changed entirely since we've had so much social media, so many different cable channels, so many different options. What we found is that there's so many more things we have to look at. How is it affecting us? Is it good for us? Is it not so good for us?
Yeah.
And that's why I wrote a book about it. I wrote a book called Get Real, Produce Your Own Life. Because when you get REEL, real, you're watching TV and you're being influenced by it. We want that influence to be as positive as possible.
Exactly.
We want to avoid as much negative influence as we can. So we have to learn to view consciously. We have to learn to pay attention to what's on the screen.
Exactly.
And people say, well, isn't that going to ruin my viewing experience? Not at all. You're just going to be much more aware of what's on the air, what it's doing to you, how it's affecting you, whether it's good for you, whether it's not so good for you, how you feel when you watch. And you're going to become what's called a conscious viewer. So you're going to move from getting REEL to getting REAL.
And it can set people off. Media can set people off as a sports fan, as a political fan, of whatever, based on what media is influencing you, what media is making those changes.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, it's definitely a trigger for so many people these days. And, you know, there are so many good things about media. First of all, it's entertaining.
Yes.
It's hugely entertaining.
Exactly.
And that's why we rely on it. Very educational. We learn a lot from TV.
Oh, we definitely do.
Whether it's news or whether it's just documentaries, National Geographic, PBS, the Exercise Channel, Nutrition Channel. So there are lots of things we can learn that we couldn't learn before. So there's so many really good things about it. And it's mind expanding. You find out about food, Anthony Bourdain, all over the world that you would never know anything about before. So there are a lot of good things about it. We have to watch for the downside.
Oh no, there's a downside.
There's a downside because people take in too much media.
Yes.
All right.
Too many screens.
Too many screens all the time. They're not interacting.
Right, exactly.
They're losing out on social contact.
Exactly.
And when you're constantly with a screen, even when you're in a group of people, you're on your screen. Couples are out to dinner. It's called technoference. And it's basically technology interfering with real life. In real time.
And that really makes it a bad situation if you're watching television over on social media like Facebook, and not interacting with human beings.
Right. You're not having real friends. You may have a lot of Facebook friends, but do you have real friends? And do you see those Facebook friends in real time? If you only have Facebook friends, that's something to look at and to say, maybe I need to see some.
How can that be affecting your health because of that?
Yes. What happens is people who only have Facebook friends and spend so much time on their internet and with their social networking and neglect real life tend to find themselves becoming more isolated.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah. And maybe even socially anxious. It's really comfortable to be able to say, let me think about what I want to say in response to this. Let me sit back and pick the right words. And you can't do that in real time.
Exactly.
And that can become very addictive. You can become really addicted to the internet, basically. And it's not what we call an official diagnosis. The only official diagnosis of addiction with technology is for gaming. Online gambling is considered an addiction.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And
one of the hardest to break.
So social media, in your opinion, is not an addiction yet?
It's not an addiction, but it can become extremely habitual. The brain can habituate to, where's my quick fix?
We need that neurons of seeing that
Seeing
that retweet or whatever it is.
Yes. And that can work in reverse too, because whether, no matter what media it is, whether it was a Twitter post or a Facebook post, if you're not getting that feedback, especially for young adults and teens, it really affects self-esteem.
Yeah, it can.
Has a very detrimental effect on self-esteem. So we want to remember to be social. We want to be physically active. When you're in front of a screen, you're not getting any exercise. So you want to think about socializing and getting exercise and having a full life full of real friends as well as Facebook friends.
And limiting yourself to limiting yourself, not having as much media is a good idea, right? To not just say only have 1 hour of social media a day, or watch TV for only X amount of time, and things like.
Exactly, just like you would with anything else. Anything else that you enjoy in life, you wouldn't do it 24 hours a day. So why do it with technology and media? And you need to really, when you're watching something too, the quality of it and how it's affecting you. What do you feel in your gut?
Right.
When you watch something, does it feel good to be watching that? Or does it feel really bad, but you have to see how it ends? You know, there are a lot of dramas and a lot of horror TV series, so on. They're really addictive because you have to see how it ends.
Exactly.
But in the meantime, maybe it doesn't feel so good to watch it. And maybe even you have you can't stop thinking about some of the images that are so vivid. And if that's happening, then it's not worth it. The drama isn't worth it for the damage that it does.
So what recommendations would you ask for our listeners out there, our viewers out there, and also listeners, to say, okay, how can I use media for a positive experience?
Okay, well, I always talk about real conscious living and getting real, right? So the first thing you want to do is to notice as you watch, get curious.
Yes.
Get real curious. Every time you view, so either social media, TV, movies, what is this ad trying to tell me?
Yes.
You know, you see an ad and there's all these people in a hot air balloon. You say, well, what is this ad about?
Exactly.
What is the message that they're trying to subliminally suggest to me so that I buy something? What is the message about how I should look?
Right.
What I should think, who I should be? Because these messages are all very deeply embedded in everything that we watch. So get really curious about what's coming at you, what you're viewing, what you're being exposed to, and whether it's good for you, whether it feels good, and is it authentic to you?
Exactly.
We take in so many of our beliefs.
How it makes us feel.
Exactly. How it makes us feel, and who we become. Who we become is shaped by education, by parents, and strongly by media.
And choosing the right media, because
there's
there's certain media, like if you constantly are watching political, it could cause strife in your relationships.
Exactly.
If you constantly are being influenced by media, you can make the wrong decisions in life because of it.
Right. You can think that you should be someone, or should act in a certain way, or have to have certain things that really aren't authentic to who you really are, and what really makes you tick as a person. And I always like to talk about kids a little bit as we go through. Children, I got a call from the Los Angeles Times. They wanted to know, is it okay for kids to be on YouTube?
Yeah, okay. Which is a big time addiction when you stay on it all forever.
It is. But in some ways, YouTube has all the shows that kids watch. It has Sesame Street, it has Dora, it has all the things that kids like to watch on a small screen as opposed to a big screen. And you can limit the channels and the networks that your kids can see. So whether it's the small screen, whether it's the big screen, you still have to limit what you watch, what your kids watch, and you really have to get curious about how you're being affected, because so much of what is in media is subliminal. It's underneath the radar.
And you've written a book that people need to go check out for sure, especially if they want to really delve into these specific areas, especially when you talk about how we're being influenced in so many things, especially how children are being influenced, how adults are being influenced through media. And your book tells it all, and the recommendations that.
Well, thank you, Neil. It does. I talk about the news and politics, big subject. I talk about political bias and how to catch it, how to see it when you're watching. I talk about how the family is shaped and affected by television, how gender images and self-images are really affected, how drama affects us, how comedy affects us, especially now reality TV.
Exactly.
And then we pull it all together in taking all those really conscious viewing skills and putting them all together and making media a really healthy experience for people. Exactly.
Be limiting it and finding the best place to find it and use it for sure. So where can we purchase your book, learn more about you, sign up for your newsletter, follow you, all those different places? Where can we go?
At realconsciousliving.com or drnancyoonline.com.
All right.
Either way.
Well, I'm telling you, since I've known Dr. Nancy, I have learned so much about focusing on specific media and how it influences people. And they're trained on how to do this. So thanks again for speaking with me, and always learning more and more. All right, that was the Neil Haley Show, and take care, everyone.